Hi guys, welcome. So now we will understand need analysis. So it is called TNA. This process is called TNA. I'm sure a lot of you would have definitely heard about it. TNA is training needs analysis. Okay, so we will understand that what is training needs analysis in context to business English. Okay, here we will be limited to business English, of course, because that's what we are doing. So business English students have high level of English and require lessons for a specific purpose. Okay, this is something we've discussed before as well, that they are not, normal generic students who are there to learn how to talk in English. They are there to improvise themselves. They've got certain expectations to grow in their career with the knowledge of business English so that they can present themselves better. So it is so important to understand, first of all, the need of the training, okay? Because every organization, every student can have different needs. So one size doesn't fit to all, okay? So one syllabus probably that you would have prepared, or, one kind of topics that you would have, prepared to teach them probably is not going to work everywhere, because everybody's IQ level is going to be different. Every organization's need is going to be different specifically. Okay. Every student's expectation is going to be different. So learners who are working in similar organization may have one kind of expectations, of course, and that is that they are working in one kind of a business. So you need to just analyze now here in this organization, as per this business, what is the need that they have about this training. So as we've discussed before, probably there is this organization that is into insurance or any other trading, finance. Then you got to figure out words, sentences, phrases that are going to help them to level up themselves while they're presenting themselves in front of their client, while they're writing an email to their clients, while they are negotiating any deal. Okay, so you need to definitely ask them that what kind of work do they do? Where is it that they need to speak English a lot? Okay, and then to check on their level as well. Probably there are people who are just not capable enough to talk at all. Their sentence structure is a problem. Okay, so you need to analyze all of that. What is the need here in this organization? Okay, you can't just go on teaching super level business English to the people who are just not aware about constructing simple sentences. Okay, so you need to figure out that what is the need, and everywhere this need can be entirely different. So we'll just learn that how exactly do you do that. First, just understand what's the process. The training process is you will identify the need. Fine, I've got 10 learners in my class. What is their level? If their level is so much so that they are not able to talk at all, or probably they know how to speak, but there's this confidence that is a problem because they're dealing with non-native speakers. So if they're dealing with non-native speakers, so a lot of time the problem can be that they're not able to understand the accent, although they are good with their knowledge, their English knowledge. So you need to probably just brush up with certain vocabulary that is specifically used in business. Okay, but the problem is that they're not confident enough when they're talking to non-native speakers. They just are not able to talk at all because they don't understand the accents. So you need to understand, fine, the need is to make them understand the accents. You need to probably include a lot of hearing exercises, a lot of accent exercises, okay, for them. Okay, and then obviously, as I said, you need to figure out which is the business, what business are they doing. If it is finance, then you need to figure out a lot of phrases, sentences, role plays, okay, related to finance, so that because they're dealing in this business, when they are doing business or they're dealing with anyone, they are able to showcase that knowledge. Okay, similarly, if the job relates to emailing client a lot, and they're dependent on emails or something in written, so in that case you need to focus on writing a lot. Okay, if they're client facing, if they're talking over the phone, so what is the nature of work? Until you know that really well, you won't be able to figure out that from where do you need to start. Okay, because it's very simple that in case somebody is all 10 students that you have, they are good with their English, they know how to talk, they're confident enough, they're able to understand all the accents and everything, then the job is easy for you. Then there is no need to go with the basics and to make them understand the simple sentence construction, or probably make them understand the accent, that how exactly they can catch up the accent. Okay, you don't have to go through all of that. You just have to simply involve and go a little higher with your level. But then in case they don't understand, then you have to completely change the direction of your teaching. Okay, then you will, so after identifying the need, you will plan your training, that this training is for 10 days. What's my agenda? What's the objective? How am I going to fulfill my objective? That's how we do the training. Then you deliver the training, and after that you evaluate at the end. That's really important. That is why towards the end there's always this feedback, or there is always this assessment, probably of some marks or grades, whatever, to figure out if the objective of the training is being achieved or not. This is the whole process of training or training needs analysis. Okay, how do you exactly now do that? How would you figure out? You need to brainstorm. What is brainstorming? You need to start with asking possible questions. You need to figure out a lot of WH questions, a lot of questions when you ask, of course, they're WH questions. What exactly do you do in English? I mean, what's your job type? When do you need to speak in English? Generic when you are in office as well, because you've got the environment wherein there are a lot of non-native speakers working with you, or you do have to just talk in English when you are talking to any client over the phone. Okay, which things do you find most difficult about English? As I said, are you finding the difficulty in understanding their accent, or you find it difficult to talk completely? You're just, not able to understand, to construct simple sentences. Who do you speak English with? Are you speaking it directly with the client, with your colleague? Is it native speaker, non-native speaker? Where do you speak English in the workplace? Is it the meeting only? As I said, is it only when you're conducting meetings? You're on Zoom call, you're on a video call, you're talking offshore, you're talking over the phone. What's the nature of work? Do you email more in case, there is this organization that is a lot dependent, this nature of work is a lot dependent on emails and chat. Okay, then probably you'll have to work on the writing skills more than speaking. Okay, how much time do you have to study? That is also a question, because in case they are somebody who do not understand at all, then you may have to give them a lot to study and they may have to devote time. So how much time do they have? Okay, how often do you watch English language programs or TV? Because generally when they're working professionals, they hardly get time. But watching English language program is really essential when it comes to learning English, especially when you're trying to speak business English or when you're trying to coordinate with any native speaker. Okay, so you need to see if they are having time or not, because you always remember that all of these learners are not kids. They are working professionals. They're already working. They might be occupied. They are older in age. Okay, so a lot of challenges will be there, definitely. Okay, so the next step is going to be ask questions that focus only on the skills. The same thing that I've explained before, that figure out what's their skill set. Do they have a problem with grammar? You can't afford to go wrong with grammar. As in, I know that you can't be 100% correct. Probably I'm also going wrong somewhere, but I know that what I'm talking about, and I'm sure that you're able to understand as well. But then this is what you need to figure out. What's their skill set? Are they fumbling a lot? Are they using a lot of fillers in their language? Because fillers makes you look absolutely inconfident. And then you'll not really, it just doesn't look nice when you are dealing with your clients or when you're talking to offshore. Okay. So what do you need to write in English at work? Email, chat, what kind of writing do you need to do? Who do you need to write for more emails? Okay. For example, as in you're writing an email directly to the client or to your colleague or to your boss, do you need to write structure or report? You also have to create reports, like a full report. Okay, so you need to just ask about the skill set in terms of writing as well. I'm really sorry. In addition to asking questions like these, you can inquire about the frequency with which the students do these things. Do you have to, how many emails are you writing in a day? You might find that they need to write a number of different ways. Probably they're writing emails to their colleagues, bosses, they're creating reports as well. So you need to figure out all of this in order to find out, and in order to also design your syllabus later, that what all things you will include. Take a similar approach to other skills as well. Like, are they talking like this one you did for writing, then you do for speaking as well. That how much do they need to speak? Full 8 hours, 9 hours, or for some time only? If they are talking over the phone, then for how long are they speaking over the phone? In which context are they speaking? Because in every business that they, generally when somebody is talking with customers, it's not that they talk about everything in the word. They talk very limited, which is about the business only. So it gets not that difficult, I think, to make them memorize certain phrases, how to answer the call, how to understand the accent. So you need to just see, after meeting and after knowing these students, that what is their level. A lot of time organization can also help you with this. Okay, because see, there will be one sort of the organization who is hiring you as a teacher will also have some sort of expectation that this is what they are looking forward as an outcome. Okay, and that is also your responsibility to fulfill. And after that, you will start your analysis. Okay, so after checking all of this, you will decide what all plan you're going to make to deliver that outcome that you are expected to deliver. Okay, where will they speak English? Another approach you can take to analyze your students' need is to ask questions about places in which they speak English. You might want to do this by dividing between inside and outside work. Do they work with native speaker, for instance? Do they travel to English speaking countries? That can also be a bigger challenge. I've faced this challenge a lot, to be honest. When I was teaching, then this was the bigger challenge that I was facing, that they were traveling, they got promoted probably, or their nature of work was that they were traveling a lot outside, okay, which were, to some English speaking countries, and they were so inconfident. They were very good with their work. They knew everything, but then they were so stressed out because of this, that they're going to a country wherein they'll not find native speakers, as in non-native speakers. All of them are native speakers. So they were feeling like, how are they going to, in fact, cope up with that environment? How would they talk? Would they be able to understand? How would they deliver their work and all of this? Okay. So then you need to work accordingly. All right, the final technique can be to ask students to reflect on their past, present, and future. That in past, how much did they learn about English? Are they ever about a grammar? Typically, did they learn grammar? Okay, how are they, in terms of when it comes to constructing sentences and talk to anybody? Are they good with grammar? Okay, how would they define the need of English in the present time? What do they think that, what exactly do they want to achieve? Okay, with this class, because it matters a lot. So probably somebody will tell you that all I want is that when I'm dealing with a client, I'm feeling confident. Then a few probably who are whose job is to just be on the call with the customer, they just want that I just want to understand their accent, because on phone you understand it gets more difficult. This is also one problem that I've faced a lot in my initial days, when I was also learning, that when I was talking to them over the phone, it gets very difficult to understand their accent. When they are in front, it gets very easy to understand. But then the same people, when they're talking over the phone, it's just, you're not able to understand it. Okay, to what extent will they be exposed to English in the future? So then you just give them that fine. After they've told you that this is what they're looking forward in the present moment, this is what they want. So you are telling them that this is what my agenda is, and in future they will be exposed to this. This is where they will reach. And yes, they will be able to talk to clients properly. They will be able to understand, the non-native speakers, the native speakers properly. Okay, so until you will give them a big why, that where are they going to reach? Okay, what is the objective that they are going to achieve? We've discussed this in the past. Okay, that is what going to give them a lot of that will keep them stick to the course, that they will feel like learning it. Otherwise, adult learning is just a bit difficult, especially when they are working professionals. Okay, so this is all about training needs analysis. In the next video, we are going to learn the categories of need analysis.